I think in an ideal world, I have like some sort of planned introduction to what I'm going to be talking about, but this is not an ideal world. I will probably edit this down a lot in post, but some days wake up and I like start out at like a uh, good brain juice level, and like things are okay. I'm having a decent enough time. And sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes I wake up and whatever was weighing on my mind before I went to bed last night is immediately present, and it's just like super fucking me up. Or I make the mistake of opening some sort of social media application and like looking at something and just exploding my mood. And I feel like in general, the later into the day that like something like this happens, where I entirely blow up my like forward momentum through the day, if it's later in the day, because I've already got the ball rolling, I can kind of like catch up and maintain that momentum. But when it's right in the morning or when it's right before bed, it super sucks, and it just kind of super fucks me up. And it puts me in this weird headspace where I think I have a lot of issues that I don't feel like I talk to enough people about. I've recently started trying to talk to a therapist that I got approved for through like healthcare. Yay, like one of the few things I actually get from state healthcare. Cause I'm poor. Hashtag poor. And I don't really feel like we've gotten into the meat of anything yet, and dude doesn't feel like crazy competent, but I think it's just performing the action of like trying to do mental health help stuff is like, I don't know, it's something I'm trying. I haven't really gotten much out of talking to that guy yet, but so be it. Anyways, I feel very frequently like a perpetual motion machine where I can get the ball rolling each day and like get myself up and start going through like what it is that I want to try and accomplish that day. But I've still never felt like I've achieved any of the things that I set out to achieve. Like I can do small daily goals, but all of my aspirations and all of my goals that I've like set for myself in any sort of longer term have just never panned out. And it makes me feel incredibly isolated because it is not brand positive to be somebody with weaknesses, to be somebody with problems. It is not market friendly. It is not something that promotes interaction. It's not scream reacting to the latest Fortnite funny whatever. And so a lot of that stuff is stuff that I don't really talk to much of anybody about, but it's stuff that's very frequently on my mind. And it's stuff that I feel like I have to go through the motions to parry every day, to distract away from, to forget, to ignore, to suppress. Because a lot of it is stuff that I don't feel like I can resolve. And I think that's part of why I wanted to talk about stuff like this, because I feel like it's, I don't know, it can't just be me, where it's like you have these higher achievements that you want to manifest for yourself. You have some sort of ethereal something, a sensation, a position that you want to see yourself in. And whether it's nebulous or concrete and refined, I feel like that's maybe a relatable thing for people, is that feeling of longing for that sort of achievement that perhaps even when you get there, as the brain tends to do, you'll just shuffle goalposts forward, and it won't actually, like, the euphoric relief and the satisfaction that you are craving probably doesn't last, but that doesn't even rationalizing it doesn't really stop the craving. A lot of this is just me continuing to try and filter for I don't know. I feel like parts of me is like, well, if I'm gonna post this anywhere, it still has to be content safe, and I can't. I have to be brand friendly, and it has to be hee hee ha ha fun times. But like, no, a lot of things that I struggle with are incredibly challenging, and there's no way to like talk about them in a way that presents this forward-facing, funny, silly, goofy internet and animal type vibe. And I honestly, I think I flip-flop and sacrifice some of my own integrity over and over again, because I flip-flop back and forth between, well, fuck the system, fuck capitalism, fuck appealing to people. If I'm going to be a personality online, I want to be as genuine and true to my current and day-to-day feelings and musings as I possibly can. But then the harsh reality of you need money to survive creeps back in, and it becomes this thing of compromises where it's like, well, it's better to keep parts of myself off of this platform, off of this space, and be quietly hurting and be quietly going through struggle, because it produces more favorable circumstances for my continued ability to exist in this space and not have to go back to being behind a desk doing coding, programming work, and perhaps this compromise of I don't get to be 100% genuine the way that I want to be, but I still get to maintain enough likability and marketability that my finances are not completely destabilized. Maybe that's still worth it, because that's still getting to be funny internet dragon who doesn't get to talk about deep emotional stuff, and only gets to play video games and hee hee ha ha giggle with everybody. It still ranks significantly higher than the massive compromising on my like integrity and like desires and aspirations that going back to tech work is. So like, I'll take that compromise. And I've been flip-flopping on that for years, because I don't think I have the resources anymore to continue trying to be the fuck the system, I'm just gonna do shit my way, I'm either gonna sink or float, fuck you. I don't have the resources to continue like attempting to do that, and I haven't for a long time. I've kind of like slowly dwindled myself down into this position where I'm compromising on that original ideal just to make ends meet and to try and like manifest some sort of success that I see in others. And that's why I've been sticking to Dota on streams lately, and I've greatly improved my art workflow, and I feel like I've learned a lot there. And that both of these things I feel like are conducive to me eventually becoming financially stable. Because if I stream just one video game, that seems to be like very, very consistently a route closer, a route with a higher probability of success in terms of streaming and content creation, is sticking to your one thing, rather than doing what what I really actually want to do, which is to be a personality-based content creator where people come because it's me and whatever I'm doing is just something I'm passionate about. Because that's the ideal and that's what I've been chasing for years, but I just don't think I've been able to achieve that for various reasons, some of which I feel are real and some of which are just theories, because we'll never really know. A lot of it is just right place, right time, and I think that's where a lot of my envy or jealousy or frustration and disappointment comes from, is that I don't feel like I've ever been in the right place at the right time, and things that seem to just be handed to other people are things that if I've even ever had them, I had to manifest for myself. And I don't want this to turn into too much of a thing where I'm just kind of ranting about me. I do want to use my position, whatever my position is. I don't really feel like I'm in a lofty position. I don't have big numbers anywhere. I don't make big dollars. I don't have a I don't have a product line that I'm selling in stores or whatever. I am still very much just some individual on the internet. But I think the reason why I wanted to make this is because I don't want you to be alone. And I want you to know that you're not alone. And I say this to whoever might end up watching this, and I say this also to myself, because it's so easy to get caught up in habits, routines, getting through each day. And it's so easy to feel incredibly isolated with problems, because like I mentioned earlier, it's not brand positive to be somebody that's in pain. It's not marketable to be suffering. And I feel like that extends beyond the spaces I occupy as an artist who has to self-advertise, as a streamer, a content creator who has to self-advertise. I feel like that expands into the social space too, where it is not gaining you any friendship points. It's not gaining you any social status to be the guy who's hurting or the person who's suffering. It's just not a pleasant thing, and it's usually instinctual to pull away. Even if you have good support networks, sometimes it's just I don't know if it's just me personally as a tendency or if it's more common than that, but when I am really struggling with stuff, I don't usually seek people out, mostly because I've been hurt more recently by people who I've reached out to than I was healed. And I feel like that's again on me for the people that I ended up reaching out to, because it's lessons I should have learned already. But being sensitive and vulnerable, even if it ends up backfiring, is still something I want to continue to strive to be, because I think getting hurt isn't a reason to stop trying. And I think that's a big part of what I want to maybe I'll edit around this and make this more emphasized later, but I think a big part of what I want to mention here is that you can still keep going. There is a reason, and you can find it for yourself each day. Try your best to be here now, today. Be present. Think about what you are experiencing. Try and ground yourself more in the moment. It's so easy to let days slip by because you're following that routine, following those habits, building that momentum. But momentum is just gonna carry you so fast that it's really easy to lose track of being here and now and being present and feeling things and talking to people about it. I don't know. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, whatever hurts, whatever makes you feel anxious or stressed or like a failure, think about it. Kind of like actually think about it. Don't just linger on the sensation, but try and dig deeper than that. Find sources for these sensations. Contemplate what it means to you to experience that kind of emotion, what the situation is that's creating these feelings in you, and then create a plan of action. Figure out something you can do, even if it's just today, like even if it's just a stalemate, even if it's just to get through to the next day. Like I think my conclusion that I'm trying to reach to is you are never truly going to defeat your demons. They're going to keep getting back up. There will be new ones. There is no exoneration. There is no freedom from your mind. You will continue to have problems and you will continue to suffer because to be alive is to experience pain. But with that pain, you can experience euphoria, you can experience incredible bliss, you can experience satisfaction and love, and it's all out there and it's all achievable and you can get there. But you have to make it there, and to make it there, you have to get through the day. And figuring out what that means moment to moment is relevant. It's worth your time, and it's worth talking to people you care about what you're going through. Even if that's going to help you, then trying to see relationships as strictly transactional or trying to be a marketable personality, it's all fake, dude. It's all made up. Like fuck money, fuck all of this shit, dude. At the end of the day, when you're dead and gone, people aren't gonna care about how many dollars you made or how many followers you had on whatever website. They're gonna remember the time that you spent with them, where you laughed, where you cried, what moments crystallize in memory are things where you share your passions, where you talk to people and express to them meaningful insight into your interests, your experiences. Don't give up. I believe in you, and you're gonna make it.